Hey guys, it's Minecraft Girl. So I have a special Halloween edition of the Dream Home I'd like to show you guys. And if you've seen my previous video of the Dream Home, it was my first house and it was kind of messy. So I've been working on updating it recently, and I thought I'd show you guys the changes for like a Halloween edition. There you can see through the house. Yep. Okay, so there's some decorations outside. I put some jack-o'-lanterns, some cobwebs, some creeper heads. Not much different. Okay, but since the previous one, I added this front porch awning. And I changed out the light fixtures. And what I've been doing for the light fixtures recently, instead of just putting glowstone on like a lot of people do, I use fence posts. And I put glowstone in the center. And I put staircases all around it and a trapdoor at the top, so it actually looks like a big, huge light, if you can see how I did that there. Okay, so let's go inside and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so over here, when they came out with the new update, I went ahead and changed out all the countertops from snow to white rug, and it still looks like a countertop, so I thought that was neat. I cleared out this to make a bigger open bar area. I took out the open shelving, and here's the kitchen. And in this room, they came out with stained clay, and so I put lavender stained clay throughout the house, and it used to be snow and sand. And charcoal I started using as TVs, and you can do this a lot because it almost looks like the shine of a plasma screen. And I use buttons for buttons, so you can use them. They look a lot like doorbells, or you can pretend to turn the TV on. And I changed out the table. Still have the reading nook. This is the dining room. And something I've been doing in a lot of my houses is using upside down staircases for crown molding. And in the corner, I will wrap around the staircases and put a glowstone and a trapdoor over it. And so it's like built-in lights. Through here, not much has changed. I still have the double-sided fireplace, and I don't know if this was on the old video or not, but I covered the ceiling right over the family room. I've still made 2 grand staircases, 2 plain lavender walls, which I'm still working on what I'm going to do over there. The sunroom, and we'll go out to the backyard in just a moment. And all along the upstairs and downstairs, I realized that I didn't have any windows in the loft areas, so I went ahead and I put some windows in, and along here I put some built-in bookshelves and paintings, just to add something to a plain wall. And now I have this huge staircase in the middle of the bridge section on the loft, and it goes up to the secondary loft. And all along the ceilings I put crown molding because I didn't build my roof correctly the first time, so I wanted to cover up a lot of that glass. And you can use glass in your ceilings because it creates, they make for good sunroofs. And I used to have a Parthenon. And I used to have a Parthenon looking thing for the wall for the master bedroom, but I decided to take that down because that just looks funky in the middle of a house. So across here I left the sandstone, and this is the only part of the house that I left it in. That and the bedroom across the corner, or around the corner. And so that's still open, but I covered this one over here because I realized I didn't have a bathroom and I ran out of space for one. So I used a cauldron for a sink, a tripwire hook for a faucet, and it looks like a farmhouse sink. And I went ahead and I used gray wool to look like a mirror and did a built-in bathtub. And instead of using water like a lot of people do, I used colored bricks that are blue, so that way it looks like it's filled and I can use trapdoors and it takes up less space. And I used the white staircase as the toilet. Crown molding around the ceiling, so this is the bathroom that the whole house shares. And then here's the newly covered balcony. I added doors to the bedrooms, the kids' bedrooms, and Riker's room stayed the same except for the back lavender wall, which got changed out. To Hope's room, I went ahead and I got rid of that Juliet balcony just because it was too open. There was no space for a door, so I figured I would get rid of it. I changed out these to white staircases because they blended too much with the sand walls. And I went ahead and I did the same lighting effect that I did down the dining room. And she still has that little ladder that goes up to the loft, and so does Riker. But we'll go ahead and take the main staircase up there. Okay, so going up to the loft, it's pretty much stayed the same. I have the chest, toy chest, big carpet that they can play on, some portraits, shelves, bookcases, a little TV area with a sofa, and down to the master bedroom, which didn't have any furniture in it last video. Here are my 2 puppies. And if you guys don't know, you can take a wolf and give him a bone, he'll turn into a dog. Okay, so I put tons of crown moldings in this room using staircases. And a new thing that I started doing was a desk. And to get that open effect in the middle like a normal desk that you can tuck your chair under, what I went ahead and I did was put trapdoors on either side, lifted them up, and put a chair there. And then around the sides I put empty item frames because it looks like it's more detailed craftsman style. Some built-in bookcases. I used hardened clay for the bed because it looks like a colored bed. I put side tables, and I used white staircases to look like layered pillows on the bed. And I put a big back portrait right there. And then here's the back balcony that looks over the backyard, and I've made a lot of changes back here. I fenced it in, put a little bit more trees, and I mowed the whole thing. I'll go ahead and show you guys my new additions downstairs in the backyard. We'll head out that direction. It's starting to get dark outside, so I'm going to go ahead and do time set 0, and that changes it to daytime. Oh, whoops. Here we go. And also time set 12:500 sets it to night, and time set 14:500 sets it to complete pitch black. Okay, so here's the sunroom. I'm thinking about adding some furniture in here, but we'll see. I kind of like it the way it is. And I thought that a hanging balcony looked kind of strange, so I went ahead and I added fence posts to look like support beams. And this has stayed the same, except now you can see that I have a doorway underneath the waterfall. And we'll go over there in a second. That's kind of like a secret room, but there's another way to get in there. So I have this humongous tree house that I built. I didn't plan for it to be that big, but it is, and so I'll show you inside. I use jungle trees because they're much larger, and yeah. So through the little trap door, I have some little, to cover up the wood, I used carpet, and I have some built-in bookcases, crown moldings, and I called it the Magic Treehouse. Here's the little upper area. Look at these views. I mean, they're really cool. And here's the chest, and off of this is a balcony. It looks over the whole backyard, which I thought was pretty neat, but it is not the only balcony. There's one on the second level as well. So through the trapdoor, and you can put trees on top of wood if you put dirt in the center of the wood. So I put some torches up here. This is the second level room. It's got really high ceilings, open windows, and I went ahead and I put a trapdoor coming out from the wall as a little table with some chairs next to it. And now it's raining, so now I'm going to set the weather to clear. Weather clear changes it to clear weather, and you can do that with a lot of different weather commands. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fly down just because I'm feeling kind of lazy. So we're going to fly down. It'll let me. Okay, so it's not going to let me fly down. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can see that I have glass in the ceiling, in the top of the waterfall, and I'll go ahead and show you what that leads to. Alright. So I have a little wet bar over here, and I went ahead and I hid some glowstone underneath that, and I put trapdoors over that. I used a wooden pressure plate as a countertop, and if you use things with a lot of squares in the brick patterns, you can make them look like cabinets, and I put a button as a doorknob. And I have a sofa, a little nook, and a TV. And there's water on the ceiling, which I thought was really cool because we are in the waterfall, literally. Okay, or you can just go through this door if you don't feel like getting wet. And that door comes out of the bar, and I'll zoom out and show you this bar. This is one of my favorite things out of this whole house because it looks like a real bar. Okay, so I used anvils as bar stools, and I put a little fence gate on either side of the bar. I have this double oven, and I use staircases as hoods, cobblestones as backgrounds. Sink here, preparation area here. So yeah, it's a whole walk around bar, and it's got a little ceiling. And there's the treehouse again. And it is next to the pool deck. And in the corner of the yard, I went ahead and I built up a huge waterfall that runs down into the pool. And for these little poolside tables, I used wood with a pressure plate on top. And I used white slabs as a diving board. So yeah, you can just pretend to jump in. So yeah, this is the backyard, and this was the special Halloween edition of the Dream Home. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comments section below. Thanks, guys.